So, just got some stuff on my mind today. I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and recently I've been having issues with a couple of people who just really self-absorbed, really ignorant. Um, on top of being liars, it's like they were too cowardly to confront me and tell me that they had any issues with me. So they went running to mommy and daddy, to the babysitting liberal administration of the place where we worked, and told some bullshit stories, trying to say that I was harassing them. There's no evidence, of course. All these situations, there never is any evidence, right? Um, but the process that was undertaken to investigate the situation is what really got me upset. I could care less about a couple of idiots, but when you have people who are in power, who have authority, and they ignore evidence, they omit evidence, they seek ways to twist your words around to try and make you look bad. I have a problem with that. So I'm a veteran. I've seen my fellow Marines drop dead right in front of me. I sacrificed time with my family to defend our nation, to defend everyone's rights. I could give a fuck less if you don't like me. You don't want to have anything to do with me? Hey, go on about your way. I really do not give a shit. You know what I'm saying? If you think I give a fuck about you, you better have my blood in your veins. And even then, maybe I still don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to make some comments because I just got to get this off my mind because I'm just really tired of this shit. Been dealing with this for like a year now. And the more it goes on, the more I see how weak these people are, how pathetic they are. They try to spin words around, they try to dance a dance, and I just don't have any respect for that. So, one thing I want to comment on is, I'm a 38-year-old man. I have 6 children. 4 of them are girls. I'm educated. I just spent 4 years in a graduate program. I'm a veteran. I have long stints with at least 2 different companies that reach close to 10 years, if not more than that. I haven't had these kinds of issues. Um, so I'm just going to put it out there like this. One, a man like myself, if you're a young lady and you come to work in workout clothes, you come to work in sweats, stretch pants, leggings, jeggings, whatever the fuck they call them, yoga pants, whatever they are. If you come to work like that, okay, maybe work allows that. Maybe the workplace allows that. Doesn't mean that I think that's a good idea. Doesn't mean that I find that attractive. Doesn't mean that I find that acceptable. I actually think that if you can't come to work in professional clothing, I don't have any inclination to take you seriously. I do not find it attractive. I do not find it acceptable. I do not find it desirable. If you are obese and your fucking stomach is dragging on the floor, I don't know why you're trying to say that I have any attraction for you. I don't know why you're trying to say that I put my hands on you. I don't know why you're trying to say that I give a fuck about you outside of anything that I've ever indicated. When you have investigators trying to say that there was intent where there was none, and to do so, they have to ignore what the complaining party actually said. If you have to ignore what the complaining party actually said in order to make your case, how much of a case do you really have? You know what I'm saying? Um, I cannot wrap my mind around the justifications that these people give themselves. When they try to twist my words around as if I don't know that they're twisting my words around. When they try to treat me like we're living in Jim Crow and like the words that I use don't mean what they actually mean. You know, I can't understand that. I mean, obviously there's no respect there. You know, it's sexism, it's racism, you know, it's discrimination and prejudice in various ways, and there's no way around it. You know, if I don't use profanity and if I don't use sexual terminology in my language, why would you think that that's what I mean? When people write a report and they mention my newborn child and they try to say that my inviting people over while there's a newborn child in the home is inappropriate, I have to question what their motives are in saying such a thing. You know, when my baby was born, I was extremely busy. She was baby number 6. I was a grad student. I was juggling 3 jobs. Do you think any of that made it into the report? No, not one bit of it. You know, I was so busy focusing on my thesis that I wasn't really talking to my friends anymore. You know, and they were hitting me up. What's going on? What's going on? What's wrong? Do you need anything? So you know what? I'm very busy. If you can, come to the house, meet the baby, you know, meet the family because I can't make it anywhere else. You know, I can't tell you how many lunches or coffee, you know, meeting for a cup of coffee, how many times I canceled those kind of plans because I was just too busy with the baby, with work, with school. You know, so when this investigation got done, none of that was mentioned. You know, it's funny because they were asking me like, these questions. What kind of jobs did you have? How many jobs did you have? What did you do? Blah, blah, blah. But then when it comes down to writing an official report, none of that makes it in. When it comes down to writing an official report, supposedly, which I never did, but supposedly my asking somebody to come to my house with a newborn baby in the house, with my fiance in the house, apparently they believe that I had ulterior motives. How the fuck I'm supposed to make that happen? I don't know. Maybe somebody out there can tell me. Because when you live in a 2-bedroom apartment and you have a family and there's a newborn baby in the house and your lady is at home with the baby, how the hell are you inviting somebody over for anything except to meet the family? I don't know. But of course, these white, feminist, liberal administrators, they see things that don't exist. I can't justify it. I can't explain it. You know, so that's what's on my mind right now. I just can't believe that spineless, cowardly females go to these kinds of lengths to cause trouble. You know, I'll be goddamn if I ever put my hands on somebody in a way that they didn't want me to. The only way I would do that is if you try to attack me and I had to beat your ass. That's really the only way. Or if you attack one of my children or one of my friends and I have to stop you from doing it. That's the only way that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But of course, you know, when this report came out, they don't mention the number of children I have. They didn't mention the number of jobs I had during the time in question. One thing they did try to do, they tried to say that I have a different phone number from what I had at the time. Because one of these people was trying to claim that I sent her inappropriate text messages. I don't know what that has to do with the workplace, but apparently they think they have jurisdiction over that. But, you know, if it was true, one, you would think that she would have had screenshots. Two, you would think she would have showed the manager so that way the behavior would stop. She didn't do that. Didn't have any screenshots. Didn't have any evidence. Someone supposedly saw these text messages. They can't identify my phone number. They're trying to say I had a different phone number. I did not have a different phone number. And when that came out on the report, that's when I realized they were just trying to get me. They were asking me certain questions in certain ways to try to get certain responses from me so that they could make up a story that fit their little story, you know, that fit their narrative. They could not deal with facts. They could not deal with the evidence that I showed them. Some of the evidence, they left it out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I understand. I'm a man. I'm Latin. They're going to come against me at any opportunity that they think that they have. You know, so I had to withdraw from the school because I can't see myself being subject to an administration that's trying to find me guilty of a crime that I never committed. That they're trying to find me guilty of a crime where there is no evidence, where someone tells their roommate that something happened and supposedly that makes it likely to have happened. When somebody's roommate backs up someone's story, I think there's something called conflict of interest there. But what do I know, right? What do I know? So, thanks for listening. To wrap it up, I really don't find any interest in women who are in their early 20s, because my oldest daughter is turning 19 this year. And when a woman is talking about things that I hear my daughter talking about, how can I help but do anything but think about my daughter? How could I be interested in somebody who sounds like a teenager, who sounds like they're still in high school? How could I be interested in somebody who is shorter than me and yet outweighs me by 100+ pounds? How can I be interested in somebody who doesn't take care of themselves, doesn't present themselves professionally at work, who comes to work talking about wanting to see dirty movies? Really? You really think that I'm interested in that? I have to laugh, man. I have to laugh. Especially when they couldn't even get my phone number right. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. They're clowns. They're pathetic. They're weak. They're inept. They're incapable of doing their jobs. They want to be social justice warriors. They're not good at it. They want to be social workers. They want to be crusaders for justice. They're not accomplishing anything. I've heard other stories from other people, and I know, and I've told these people straight up, we go into a courtroom, you're gonna lose. You have nothing. You're making stuff up. You're ignoring things. You're omitting evidence. So what am I gonna do? I just walk away from it. Again, thanks for listening. Bye.